So growing up in the South with a bunch of people that can cook, pecan pies were generally the thing that was always made for holidays, special occasions, and almost every Sunday afternoon. And it's always been my favorite up until I created this concoction. And I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with me once you have it. Pretty much everybody who's tasted it goes, "This is amazing," and that's what they want. And before some people start messaging me about cheesecake, I want to remind you, it literally has cake in the name, so don't go there. The name for this dish came from the party I was going to the day that I made it for the Kentucky Derby. It was a great party. It was a great time, and I think you're going to find out this is a great pie. The ingredients are laid out here on the table. It's really simple. There's not a lot to it. Sugar, our flour, sifted. Already sifted some of it. Basically, it's kind of a simple process. Puts a little bit more air in there. Gives it a little bit different texture compared to if you didn't sift it. All right, we want to mix these together before we add anything else into the mix. All right, we got our eggs. We're going to go ahead and beat those before we add them in. And that was gluten-free flour, and I'm putting that into a gluten-free crust. If you like gluten, just substitute regular flour or regular pie crust. Turns out great either which way. Our vanilla, and then our melted butter. We had a plate on top because if you don't put a plate and put it in the microwave, it'll start popping and just make a huge mess everywhere in your microwave. And I like to minimize the stuff I have to clean up. Alright, so you can stir this together with a whisk, get it combined. Or you can kind of do what I do. I've got a KitchenAid over there that I'm going to put this in and stir it all up and then dump the chocolate chips into, and we'll come back in just a minute and I'll show you what it looks like when we dump it into the pie. Pie crust, if it's frozen, you want it to sit out at least 10, preferably 20 minutes. And sometimes when you peel off the top part, you'll see maybe it's become cracked in there. You don't want to leave those. You want to let it soften up, and because if you leave those cracks, then some kind of what you pour into it will get up underneath it. It'll bubble up. It's a mess. I've been there, done that, trying to prevent you from making the same mistakes. Just push it back together gently with your finger, and it'll work just fine. All right, so push that off to the side. Pecans go in the bottom if you like pecans. If you don't, you can skip it. I've never used anything other pecans because I care for them. I like them. And if you want to have them chopped up as pieces, not halves, if you get the halves, you can do this. That's simple. All right, so I have a person who doesn't like pecans very much, so what I'm going to do is just put the pecans on half of it at the bottom, and then I'm going to fold that into it. Just as easy. At this point, it goes in the oven. We're going to let it go for 325 for about 40 minutes. We're going to check on it around 30 minutes in. If it's too brown on the top, we'll cover it up with some aluminum foil. Other than that, we'll be checking on it a little bit. Kentucky Derby pie. looks amazing. You can see the chocolate, pecans in there. Goodness gracious. I would pause and go grab a spoon to dip this out with, but this will work. Put our bourbon whipped cream in there. And we're going to finish it off with drizzling chocolate all over it. Okay, that'll be right. And there you go. That'll make a bad day a great day. Alright. You still filming? This makes me happy like that Boogum Boogum song, which I have no idea what they're talking about. But it's so happy. And this does the same thing. It's amazing. Are you filming me?